Kyle Larson is skipping the single biggest race in sprint car racing, and he just shrugged it off like it was nothing. We're talking about the Knoxville Nationals, the granddaddy of them all. A race Larson has already conquered 3 separate times, and this weekend he's not even showing up for the main event. No frustration, no fight, no drama. Just a driver calmly choosing NASCAR over the race that built his legend. Something is going on here, and we need to talk about it. Here's the breakdown. Kyle Larson is racing for Hendrick Motorsports in Saturday's Cup Series event at Richmond. 2 days before that, on Thursday, he's running a preliminary sprint car race at the Knoxville Nationals in Iowa, his sport's crown jewel event. But when it comes to Saturday's actual Knoxville Nationals main event, the one that matters most, Larson is out. Cup Series duty comes first. This is a driver with 3 Knoxville Nationals titles, 2021, 2023, and 2024, voluntarily sitting out the biggest prize in his other racing world. And when reporters pushed him on it, his response was almost eerily calm. To understand why this decision is bigger than it looks, you have to understand what sprint car racing means to Kyle Larson. This isn't some side hobby he dabbles in during the off-season. Dirt racing is where Larson comes from. It's his identity. Long before he was a Cup Series champion, he was grinding through sprint car fields, building a reputation as one of the most versatile, fearless racers in the entire sport. The Knoxville Nationals isn't just another dirt race to him, it's the race. 3 career wins there put him in rare company. For a lot of drivers, that event alone would define their career. So when NASCAR's schedule collides with it, that's not a small scheduling footnote. That's 2 worlds Larson has spent his entire career trying to balance, suddenly crashing into each other. This year, there was no escape. Richmond and the Knoxville main event are set to run at almost the exact same time, hundreds of miles apart. Larson admitted himself, there was no version of this where he makes both. And here's the part that stings a little more. He's used to dodging this exact conflict. In past years, the timing worked out and he got to have both worlds, not this time. And by his own admission, probably not next year either. Now let's get into what actually matters here, because on the surface, this looks like a simple scheduling story. It's not. This is a window into how tightly NASCAR now controls its stars. Larson is one of the last true crossover drivers left in the sport. Guys who can hop from a stock car to a sprint car and still be dangerous in both. That versatility is part of what makes him must-watch television, but it comes with a cost. And that cost is exposure to exactly this kind of conflict. Strategically, this is the correct call, and it's not particularly close. Larson is the defending Cup Series champion. He's chasing playoff positioning. A driver in his stage of the season cannot justify missing a points race for any outside racing commitment, no matter how personally meaningful it is. Hendrick Motorsports did not build a championship caliber program around him just to watch him prioritize a dirt track in Iowa over a shot at defending his title. But here's the risk nobody's talking about. Every year Larson runs these dirt races in the middle of a Cup Series grind, he's taking on physical risk, fatigue, and scheduling stress that most of his championship caliber competitors simply do not carry. Sprint car racing is unforgiving. It's fast, it's raw, and it does not care about your NASCAR playoff standing. So is this smart or dangerous? Honestly, it's both. It's smart because Larson clearly knows where his priority has to sit, and he's not letting sentiment cloud that decision, but it's dangerous in the sense that this arrangement is fragile. One bad wreck in a sprint car, one injury during a for-fun dirt race, and it could derail an entire Cup Series season in an instant. The calm tone in his comments actually tells us something important too. This isn't a guy fighting the system. This is a guy who has fully accepted the trade-off. That acceptance is either maturity or a sign that the sprint car chapter of his career is slowly becoming secondary to the championship chapter. Reaction to this is going to split right down the middle. Die-hard dirt racing fans are going to feel a real sense of loss. For them, Larson missing the Knoxville Nationals main event is like watching a legend skip his own coronation. Some will call it a missed opportunity for a 4th title in one of the sport's most historic events. On the other side, NASCAR fans and analysts are going to see this as exactly the kind of discipline a defending champion needs. No sentimental detours, no unnecessary risk, just business. And then there's the group in the middle, fans who respect Larson precisely because he still tries to do both. To them, even entering Thursday's preliminary race, despite the brutal logistics, is proof that he hasn't fully let go of his dirt racing roots. Let's talk about where this goes from here. Best case scenario, Larson turns this sacrifice into fuel. He goes to Richmond, ends this rough stretch, and finally snaps a winless run that is now stretched to 47 races. If that happens, this entire storyline flips overnight. Missing Knoxville becomes the moment people point to as the turning point of his season. Worst case scenario, Richmond doesn't go his way either. He finishes outside the top tier again, the winless streak grows, and now the conversation shifts to something much sharper. Was skipping the biggest race in sprint car history worth it if the Cup Series slump continues anyway? Both paths are very real right now, and Saturday is going to answer a lot of questions fast. So here's the real question. Did Kyle Larson just make the smartest business decision of his season, or did he quietly give up a shot at sprint car immortality for a race weekend that might not even go his way? Drop your take in the comments. Are you team championship focus or team chase the legacy? If you want more no-nonsense breakdowns like this one, make sure you're subscribed to SportsWire USA, because this Richmond story is far from finished.